I am finally back, and today we're discussing the top 5 cars, in my opinion, that you can buy for $3 grand. I recently haven't been making a lot of videos because of a little incident that happened over there. Yeah, I was in that. That was not fun. But right now we're dealing with the insurance and all, and I might make a video on that car later, which might lead to a series. Depends on how bad the car is messed up. Like I said, if you can see, it's pretty bad. The back tire's cambered out. But all depends. So today, that's not the subject. Today we're talking about the top 5 cars, in my personal opinion, that you can buy for $3,000. And most of these cars, I am looking on Facebook Marketplace, because that is about the only area in my only place in my area that you can find cars for around $3,000. Since I live here in North Carolina, what I'm going to be talking about is the same one that I just got in the wreck with, the 2000. Well, not 2000. Mine was the 2000. The 6th Gen Honda Accord. The 6th Gen Honda Accord was a very well-built car, in my opinion. You could get them with a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder, which is what I have, which was the J30A1. With that powertrain, the car made around 200 horsepower and mine got around 22 miles per gallon normally around areas like this. The car is a very reliable car. Mine was around 270,000 miles by the time of the accident. The car is very well put together, and as you can see, that was an impact to the front end, and it didn't do but minimal damage to the front end, and I'm perfectly fine. Or right now we say minimal damage. We're not for sure yet. The car is a very, very good car, and you can find them for very, very cheap. I found some as low as $1,000 in 4-cylinder options, and up to $4,000 in like coupe options. Our next vehicle is the SN95 Mustangs. These Mustangs were built in the late 90s to early 2000s, and I think they ended in 2004. These cars are amazing cars to get as a first car, as you can get them in automatic and manual with a 3.8 liter V6 or a 4.6 liter V8. These cars made roughly 240 to 260 horsepower for the V8 options, and even you can find them in the legendary Terminator Cobra. Incredibly slow, but they also are fairly fast, with 0 to 60 sometimes coming around 5.8 seconds. These cars are a V8 and have tons of torque, so they do have a pretty good acceleration to do great burnouts. These cars, like I said, get around 22 to 23 miles per gallon typically, and sometimes with the manuals they get a little bit more. Next up we have the Lexus IS300. The Lexus IS300 was an early 2000s sports car developed by Lexus. It was a 4-door sedan that was developed to be in direct competition with the early 2000s BMWs. This car did amazing. It had a legendary JDM motor called the 2JZ. Well, this one was a GE, not a 2JZ GT like the Toyota Supras. This one was naturally aspirated instead of twin turbo. This car comes in around 215 horsepower, and you can typically find them at the high end of like $3,000. These cars are really, really good used cars, and they typically go for, hundreds of thousands of miles because of the legendary engine. These cars get 18 to 25 miles per gallon, and like I said, have 215 horsepower, which is pretty good for starters. Ford Crown Victoria. The Ford Crown Victoria, as probably everybody knows, was used as a cop car for majority of its lifespan. It is one of the most known cop cars of all time, and cab cars, which makes these cars amazing. These cars have the same engine as the Mustang GT, just toned down a little bit. These cars offer around 240 horsepower, and they're good for about 0 to 60 in like 6.5 seconds. These cars will get a little bit worse gas mileage, considering they are slightly heavier than the Mustangs. These cars are great cars to find used at auctions for police sites for, anywhere between $500 to $3,000. These cars are really great, and they last a long time, and you can really bash them around and have a lot of fun with them. Honestly, if I get the chance to buy a Crown Victoria for something on my budget, I most definitely will. Took a break in the middle of the video recording to go to school because that sucks. But as I was saying, the next on the list is the Honda Civic. The Honda Civic is, as y'all know, either a rice box or a cool car. You can get one with the K20 in it that was sick. But for this purpose, we're specifically talking about the the 90s Honda Civics and early 2000s, I think. The EG and the EK. Those two Civics, to me, are my favorite Civics. They were followed up by one like this. That's an SI that teacher at my school drives. But yeah, the Honda Civic, as you know, these things get like 37 to 40 miles per gallon, somewhere in that range. They come with all kinds of crazy little mods you can do to them. You can eBay them and make 1,000 horsepower. It won't be very good, but it'll be 1,000 horsepower. So as I'm talking, you can buy Civics cheap $500, and you can go right on up to $6,000 for a, 600 horsepower, barely running K-powered Honda Civic. So in all terms, the Honda Civic is not a bad platform. The Honda Civic is a really, really good car for starters, and they come in a manual option, and that's really what matters to most kids starting out driving. But anyways, that concludes the video, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. I know this video is somewhat boring. I'm without any type of POV type thing, so I'm kind of just holding the phone as I'm driving because, yeah. So thank y'all for watching. If y'all like this video, leave a thumbs up. If you just don't like it, just dislike and tell me not to make another one again. And see y'all guys later.